Well, it's 1st of January, and every year we like to go to Sonora, Mexico to hunt Coues deer. So I want to go over some of the things I pack for a Coues deer hunt. Typically on these hunts we're taking a couple of rigs down, and sometimes there's a ranch house, sometimes there's not a ranch house. We stay in a tent. You know, you just never know. We've bounced from ranch to ranch, so we might stay in a ranch house for 3 days, and then we might go camp closer to the Coues deer for a couple days. So I like to bring a little bit of everything, just in case, but I also like to keep it as light as possible so we're not loading trucks down like crazy. So just go over what I'm taking on this trip. First off, I'm taking the Stone Glacier. This is the Evo 40/56, which means, like, the way I have it right here is 4,000 cubic inches of space, which is plenty good for a Coues deer hunt. I can still bivvy out for a couple nights if I need to with some of this stuff. Pack out Coues deer, everything I need. So it's 56 if you throw the lid on top of it and just have that much more room, but I don't use the lid on this trip. So 4,000 cubic inch pack. This pack, I've got a couple hip pockets that I keep camera batteries and things close by. I've got the hydro holster, and I also have the rifle sling, so we can go over more of that later, but that's my pack I'm taking to Mexico. This is majority of my gear. A couple things I'm missing, but I'll go over those. All of this stuff is going into a large mountain box. This is 160 liters, plenty room for most everything I have. You know, I won't throw the pack in there. I'll have maybe a little camera bag separate, but most of my gear is going into the large mountain box. So I'm just going to go through this stuff, and as I tell you what it is, pack it into the box. And so most of the time we have some sort of cook. We do some grocery shopping. We eat some great carne asada and different things. But in case we want to bivvy out, or in case we move and don't have time to eat, I typically bring a few meals. So I've got a few Peak refuels, a couple of Mountain Houses here. Always pack those with me. Along with that, a few packages of ramen. Ramen's always good, quick, easy fix. Always pack my stove, not only to cook those meals, but to heat up some like hot chocolate or boil some water or whatever I need if I don't have a filter. So always pack in the stove. Then I typically put some of these bigger items on the bottom. A lot of times I'll pack my optics on the bottom just so they're packed away safely there. So spotting scope and a marsupial harness here, 95 Swaro. That's what I've been packing the last few years. Swaro 15s, I pack those. One of my favorite glass for Coues deer. In my final harness, I pack the SIG 10x42s. These have the rangefinder in them, the Kilo 3000, so they can pair with the BDX rifle scopes, or they're just a really fast rangefinder and a good chest bino for that close glassing. So always packing the SIG 10s. Moving on to bigger items. These are poles, stand up next to the truck. This is a Talus Mountain Gear truck tarp. So last year we got a bunch of rain and this thing came in super handy. We all hung out underneath this thing for several hours, even set it up back in camp. So never know what the weather's going to be in January, so I typically pack some sort of tarp. Chair, light compact chair, use it for glassing, use it at camp. You know, used to take big old camp chairs, but this thing's comfortable and nice. In this, I packed my Stone Glacier 2-person tent, as well as a sleeping pad in there. So just pack it all in this roll top dry bag. If I was on like a sheep hunt or something, they make a lightweight case for it, but this is a good throw case. All my camping gear is in here if I need it. Also, a cot. So this is a lightweight Helinox cot. It can fit inside that 2-person tent, or if there's a ranch house and only a couple beds, I can set this thing up in a corner. Doesn't take up much room. It's a nice little addition. I've taken this thing for a few years now. Stone Glacier 15-degree sleeping bag. Take this thing everywhere I go. Doesn't matter where I sleep, I'm sleeping in this. The ranch house can be nice, have bedding, everything. I'm sleeping in a Stone Glacier sleeping bag. Phoenix shooting bags, super lightweight. Always handy when you're setting up on a Coues deer or trying to get a shot. Always packing those. As well as a Phoenix butt pad. Solid, heavy duty, good memory foam in there. Nice on the butt. Game bags. I always take a few game bags. And typically have a couple small ones in there, a couple large ones. Coues deer, you don't need these too much, but they're still handy for when you're packing the meat out. Along with the stove earlier, just carry a variety of cooking gear in here. A few essentials in here. Oh, yep. Definitely take some whiskey, take a couple seasonings, and a few other things. I like to use these little bags to keep everything organized. So this one, cooking gear. This bag, toiletries. I've got a towel in there. I've got toilet paper, wet wipes. So always trying to organize in these little bags. This is kind of an everything bag. I can pull it apart for you, but I've got like earplugs, rubber gloves, stakes, and paracord, lots of things in there. Cup, some hot cocoa, coffee, whatever you drink. This fire starter, always carrying a fire starter with me. This is my pack bag. So, for instance, in here, keep my scope cam, keep a knife, earplugs. Game bags, Havalon, backup headlamp, primary headlamp that doesn't come on in your pack, it's got a lock on it. Some wet wipes, usually carrying some sort of drink mix, just add to the water. Lighter, eye drops, because you're always staring through the glass all day long. So this one goes in my pack 100%. All these things. Nice little bag, see-through bag that you can pick out what you want, keep it all in there. A couple of extra bags just in case. Camp lights, USB, LED, they don't use much for power. Nice to have around camp. This usually stays in my pack. Rain cover. We typically get rained on down there. So tripod for glassing and filming. Bino adapter typically stays on it. Tracking poles. These are the Rimrock carbon fiber trekking poles. I typically put my GoPro on there. Sets up nicely, so it's always there when I need it. So whether they're attached to my pack or I've got them out using them, I always take trekking poles. So one last thing, some sort of first aid kit. I usually keep like maybe a Z-Pack in there, some pain meds, some Benadryl, you know, typical. I might even have a suture kit in there, little stapler, just whatever you might need. You're in Mexico, you're a long ways from a hospital, so just have the necessities in there. And that's pretty much it. Pack it into this large mountain box, lock it down, throw it in the truck, and off to Mexico. So any questions, hit us up on our website, themtnproject.com, mountainproject.com. We'll put a link to everything in the description, and hope this helps. Thanks, guys.
Bad men turn good women wrong, and make bastards out of their sons and fools of themselves. They're only judged by